Of your day with the Carnival Breakfast Show, Mondays through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Absolute radio for the funnest way to start your day. The Carnival Breakfast Show. Dig in.
It is another blissful day and of course a beautiful morning. Good morning everyone. Welcome to Carnival Breakfast Show coming to you from Carnival Radio. This is Newspaper Review, where we review interesting stories from our daily newspapers. This morning I have the Punch with me, I have the Vanguard newspaper, I have the Post and I have the Nation newspaper. My name is Joseph Oyekola, and before we read the news and details, we will first read the headlines. And before we proceed with that, I would love to ask, how are you feeling this morning? How are you feeling? How are you coping? I hope you're fine. Hope you're good. Today, Thursday, 20th of August, 2026. I hope you are getting your day started in a very good way. I hope you are your focus. You have what to do today at hand. You have your day planned, well planned. I hope you know what to do and not to do to not get yourself in trouble. I wish you a very successful day ahead. So right now I will proceed with the headlines from the Punch and newspaper. First story here is from the Punch. 2027 poll, 571 billion campaign spending limit for presidential governor candidate. Cross River governor orders aides to withdraw case against critic. Ogun ex-lawmaker urges federal government to institutionalize food bank program. Oshopo Adeleke gets certificate, unveils 500 million naira victims fund. And after the news and details, no fewer than 146 candidates currently in the race for the 2027 presidential and governorship elections could collectively spend up to 571 billion naira under the campaign expenditure limit prescribed by the Electoral Act 2026. The figure comprises 19 presidential candidates, each with a campaign spending ceiling of 10 billion naira, and 127 governorship candidates, each allowed to spend a maximum of 3 billion naira under Section 92 of the new Electoral Act. The 19 presidential candidates alone have a combined spending ceiling of 190 billion naira, while the 127 governorship candidates could collectively spend up to 381 billion naira. The combined ceiling for the two categories therefore stands at 571 billion naira, although the amount represents the maximum permissible expenditure and not money guaranteed to or actually received by the candidate. The development comes as the Independent National Electoral Commission published the personal particulars and credentials of the 19 presidential candidates and their running mates ahead of the 2027 poll, paving the way for the commencement of the presidential campaign on Wednesday, August 19, 2026. According to the election tracker, 127 candidates across 28 states will be running for governor in 2027. Of the number, 122 have been nominated, 4 have declared, and 1 is still being monitored. A check on the INEC website showed that the commission had yet to publish the total number of 2027 governorship candidates, with its official 2027 election page stating under the list of candidates that these will be available soon. INEC has confirmed that governorship elections will be held in 28 states in 2027, with Anambra, Bayelsa, Edo, Ekiti, Imo, Kogi, Ondo, and Osun State excluded because they are on the off-cycle schedule. The Commission had fixed January 16, 2027 for the presidential and national assembly elections, while the governorship and state house of assembly elections are scheduled for February 6, 2027. For more details, please visit the Punch newspaper. 2027 poll: 571 billion naira campaign spending limit for presidential governor candidate. Moving to another story from the Vanguard newspaper, is where ex-Ogun State lawmaker urges federal government to institutionalize food bank program. A former member of the House of Representatives in Ogun State, Kayode Oladele, has praised the First Lady, Senator Luremi Tinubu, for the launch of the Southwest Zonal National Community Food Bank program in Ogun State. He described the initiative as a remarkable demonstration of compassion, purposeful leadership, and commitment to welfare of vulnerable Nigerians, while asking the federal government to institutionalize the program. Oladele, chieftain of the Harp Gulf Silk Congress, in a statement on Wednesday, said the launch of the program in Abeokuta on Tuesday for the Southwest Zone demonstrated the First Lady understanding of everyday challenges facing ordinary Nigerians and her determination to use her position to make a meaningful difference in their lives. Tinubu had inaugurated 3 food banks, 1 each in Sagamu, Yewa North, and Abeokuta South, as part of the Southwest rollout. While hailing this initiative, Oladele urged the federal government to build on the initiative by institutionalizing the National Community Food Bank as a permanent component of Nigerians' food security and social protection system. The news was sought from the Vanguard newspaper. For more details, please visit the Vanguard newspaper. Ogun ex-lawmaker urges federal government to institutionalize food bank program. In another story from the Nation newspaper, and before we read the story, if you're just tuning in, you're welcome to Carnival Radio and you're listening to a Carnival Breakfast Show. We're on to the newspaper review segment. My name is Joseph Oyikola, and this is where we review interesting stories from our daily newspapers. And this morning we have come with different newspapers. We have the Punch with us, we have the Post, we have the Nation, have the Vanguard newspaper. And now we are reading from the Nation newspaper, and it's where Rivers State Governor orders Hate to withdraw case against critic. Cross River State Governor Basi Otu has directed his aides who reported social commentator and businessman Dennis Oderma to the police to withdraw their complaint against him. Hotu also directed the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice to urgently review the case and take steps to discontinue the prosecution, paving the way for Odema's release from the correctional center and reunion with his family. The governor disclosed this in a statement posted on his verified Facebook page on Wednesday, saying he had been fully briefed on the matter involving Odama, who was reported to the police by some of his heads about what he described as a derogatory and insidious statement against him. He added that he had directed the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice to review the matter and, within his constitutional discretion, take the necessary steps to discontinue the case. The governor further said the move was intended to ensure that Odema could leave the correctional center without further delay, explaining his decision or to invoke the Section 39 of the 1999 Constitution, which guarantees freedom of expression. The governor said he remained committed to protecting the right of cross-rivarians to express themselves, including those who criticize his administration. However, Hotu urged young people to exercise the right responsibly and with consideration for the cultural values and moral standards of the state. The news was sourced from the Nation newspaper. Cross River Governor orders aides to withdraw case against critic. On to the last story on the newspaper review of this morning. Ocean Pool Adeleke gets certificate, unveils 500 million naira victims fund. And this story was picked from the Post newspaper. Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke on Wednesday received the certificate of return from the Independent National Electoral Commission and announced plans to establish a 500 million election violence victims endowment fund. The certificate was presented to him by the Independent National Electoral Commission. National Commissioner represented the Southwest, Professor Kunle Ajayi, at an event attended by political associates of the governor and members of his cabinet. The newsmen report that Adeleke was declared winner of the governorship election by the state returning officer of INEC, Professor Joshua Ogunwole, on Sunday. Adeleke pulled 511,067 votes to defeat the All Progressives Congress candidate Bola Bamji, who scored 444,815 votes. Speaking during the ceremony, Adeleke lauded the roles played by different segments of the state in his victory at the poll. Further, speaking on those injured and killed in the build-up to the election, the governor said a verification and relief committee to be chaired by the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Adewale Egbedun, would administer the fund and oversee the transparent identification of victims and equitable distribution of support. The news was sourced from the Post newspaper. Oshinpo Adeleke gets certificate, unveils 500 million naira victims fund. To bring the newspaper review to a close this morning, here is the recap of headlines. 2027 poll, 571 billion naira campaign spending limit for presidential governorship candidate. Ogun ex-lawmaker urges federal government to institutionalize food bank program. Cross River Governor orders aides to withdraw case against critic. Ocean Pool Adeleke gets certificate, unveils 500 million naira victims fund. And with that, we've come to the end of newspaper review. Thank you very much for listening. You could download Carnival Media app on Google Play Store and App iOS. You can also check out our website at www.carnivalmedia.ng. My name is Joseph Oyikola. Good morning and please do well to enjoy the rest of your day.